So fun fact, this is the second take. The first video was 53 minutes long, which is incredibly long, too long for my taste. Fortunately for you, I lost it. I don't even know how, but this is the first video. This is the first video I'm doing in about a year, and it has taken me a long time today to get all the equipment ready and just to figure out what I was going to say, what I was going to share with you today, to finally get to that point where I was able to record, and then I somehow lost it. So this is my second attempt at recording this video today. So let's see if I can do this and figure out how to save it without losing it again. So here we go. Welcome back to the channel. So experiencing a job loss. Experiencing a job loss, particularly in today's economy and job market, where it's taking much longer than normal to secure a new role, can be perceived as a profound setback. However, it also presents an opportunity for personal growth and positive change. So in this video, I will share insights on how you can navigate the emotional challenges of being laid off and transform the situation into a stepping stone towards a brighter future. I'm also going to take this opportunity to share 5 unique sites that you can use to find remote work that doesn't require an interview and start earning interim income right now. The first is ClickWorker. Let me get my notes. ClickWork earn competitive pay while contributing to tasks like data labeling and categorization. You can enjoy flexible hours and you can work from anywhere with ClickWorker. So I would definitely encourage you to check that out. Everything that I speak of in this video today, I'm going to list in the description at some point, including the books. So that's the first one, ClickWorker. One of the things that you want to do, or I want to encourage you to do when you're experiencing a job loss, is remember that you have to maintain composure amid this uncertainty, right? And while feeling overwhelmed is natural, you have to remember that you have overcome challenges before, right? And so practice calming techniques like deep breathing or meditation so that you can regain the clarity and focus you had when you had a job. The second thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is that you want to take time to reflect and regroup, right? And so you need to understand the reasons behind your job loss, whether it was due to layoffs or downsizing or personal performance issues that you need to take responsibility for. You really do need to allow yourself the time to process the reasons and release any feelings of regret. It's an opportunity for you to take responsibility for some of the shortcomings that you may have had with your last job, if any. And I'm not saying that that's why you were let go. I'm just saying that sometimes we're let go for matters out of our control, but then there are also times when we lose a job and it's due to something that we either did or failed to do on the job. So we do have to take responsibility for that lack or that mistake before we move on to the next job. So it is important to take time to process these reasons, but to also release the feelings of regret or guilt and forgive ourselves if there is something that we did do to contribute to the job loss. It's also important for you during this time to exercise some self-compassion. Instead of beating yourself up and blaming yourself, you want to see this as a pivot towards a new opportunity or opportunities. Learn from the past experiences, forgive yourself, and embrace the chance for a fresh start. In embracing the change, you want to view this period as a chance to rewrite your career narrative. You want to approach this phase in your life with optimism and enthusiasm because it's an opportunity to pursue what truly inspires you. And if you don't know what truly inspires you or where your natural talents lie, I have a video that I've called Name 3 Things, and I'll link this in the description or put it right here. Name 3 things that can help you identify talents and areas of interest and inspiration that will help you get to the next level. So you want to take this opportunity to find the silver lining, so to speak. See the job loss as shedding old challenges and opening doors to new possibilities. Now, this is especially helpful if it was a job that you didn't really like. You want to reignite your passions and envision a future where you can thrive. So, what else can you do during this time of uncertainty? You've got all this free time on your hands, and you're overthinking and overanalyzing, and you have to get back on the wagon, so to speak. But at the same time, you do need to allow yourself some time to process what has just happened, right? And so I recommend that you don't take more than a few days to allow yourself to do that. And then once you have taken the time to process all the events that have occurred, you want to begin to utilize your network, because the following week you're going to get back on the wagon and you're going to start your new job search, right? And so reach out to friends and family and professional contacts for job leads or freelance opportunities, because networking can reveal hidden prospects and provide that crucial support during this transition. I don't know why more people don't consider temporary work or contract roles. A lot of people say, well, I'm looking for regular, full-time regular work or permanent work. There's no such thing as permanent work, and there's no such thing as really regular work, because at any point in given time, you could be let go, or the company could close, or whatever the job situation might change. So I don't understand why people are so opposed to considering contract or temporary work for that reason, but then also because temporary roles can provide the income that you need while introducing you to new industries and roles, right? Focus on gaining experience and building connections beyond the immediate financial need that you have. You also want to take the time right now to level up or invest in skill enhancement. Excuse me. You can explore educational opportunities through some free programs or training programs to bolster your skill set, right? A lot of institutions offer support for career changers, enhancing your resume and broadening job prospects. So if you want to take this opportunity to pursue your dream job, you can do that by pursuing long-held aspirations, whether that's to start a business, change careers, or explore some personal passions that you have. This is the time for you to seize the opportunity for personal and professional growth. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, but you have to embrace the unknown. While it's daunting and uncertainty also brings opportunity. You can approach your job search with curiosity and optimism. It's a chance to shape a future that aligns with your goals. Let me share the second job I wanted to share with you is a company called Layoff. And Layoff is a you can work for Layoff, as a customer service agent or sales representative. You can earn competitive rates with potential earnings average $12 to $15 per hour and enjoy the flexibility of working from home with a schedule that fits your life. Now, this one particularly interests me, and I do know someone who has applied, and so I'm curious to see the outcome of that process. But it's my understanding there's no interview, except that you might have to interview with the brand. And with that said, the way Live Ops works is you work with a particular brand, you don't work with just anyone. So let's say Target needs someone to handle some customer service calls. You'll be working with Target. That'll be your brand. It's brand specific work. Let's say Nike has some work that needs to be done. It's brand specific. You'll be working with, the roles are brand specific. You'll be working with Nike. Excuse me. It is possible to work for more than one brand, but what I'm saying is you don't have to worry about working for a different brand every time a task is put out, right? So you can be assigned to a brand for a number of tasks. So Live Ops is the second one that I wanted to share with you. And again, I will link this in the description. So what are some practical steps that you can take during this transition? The first thing that I really want to encourage you to do is definitely seek unemployment benefits. You may not need them. You should seek them anyways, because you never know what's going to happen, what may or may not happen. And with benefits, they're time specific, right? So there's already a waiting period built into unemployment benefits. So the sooner you apply, the better. As soon as you know that your job is ending, apply for the benefits. The other thing is if you wait too long to apply for those benefits, you may lose some of that money, some of those benefits. So the sooner you can apply for your unemployment benefits, please do so, even if you think you may not need them at a later date. It's very, very beneficial. It's nice to know that you have a little cushion. It's certainly not going to be enough money to pay all of your expenses. It never is, and it doesn't last forever. It's only for 6 months, up to 6 months at that time, during which time you have to continue to look for a job, but it does help you to get by. Now, keep in mind that while you're collecting unemployment benefits, you cannot do any work such as like side hustles or gigs or self-employment type things where maybe you drive for Lyft or Uber or something. If you do those things, that income, the money that you earn from those things do have to be reported to unemployment, and it will reduce your unemployment benefits. So keep in mind that when you are collecting these benefits, you can't have any income from any income source, right? But you want to definitely make sure that you make the effort to contact these agencies for the financial assistance and also the job search assistance, right? In addition to that, you want to review and trim your expenses. This is hard. You want to evaluate your budget and cut non-essential costs to manage finances during this period. And what are non-essential costs? Non-essential costs are things like Netflix and Hulu and maybe food delivery services, using food delivery services like Grubhub or DoorDash, where there's that additional expense in having those things, or having where there's additional expenses. The other thing I would say is in reducing your expenses, see if there's an opportunity to reduce insurances if you can, or other fees for, say, internet service, because a lot of times internet service and cable combined together can still be very costly. So if you can reduce those expenses, oftentimes if you have a job loss, they will work with you, then that will help to reduce some of the stress too, right? So you definitely want to make sure that you pare down to just the essentials, okay? So that you can properly manage your finances during this period. You also want to explore additional income sources. So if you can drive, if you're not collecting benefits and you can drive Lyft or Uber, or do Uber Eats or DoorDash, or what was the other one I said? Anyways, if you can do something like that, consider part-time work, freelancing, or selling unused items to supplement your income. This will also help alleviate a lot of your stress. You also want to take time to tap into the community resources that there may be. Now, I can't think of anything in my area besides unemployment, but some local organizations will often provide support and resources during job transitions. So you might want to check in your area to see if there's anything like that exists, right? Once you get all of that taken care of, because that's first and foremost, you're probably going to have some time where you are able to think and process and maybe overthink. And you're going to have so much downtime if you're not doing anything productive that you're going to probably, hopefully not, but probably be really hard on yourself. It's important for you to maintain resilience during this time, mental resilience. View this period as a catalyst for personal and professional growth. And with that said, I'm going to share a third opportunity with you. Now, this is something new to me. I've never heard of this before until I learned about it to share with you. But there is a function of Amazon called Amazon Mechanical Turk. Have you heard of it? Maybe you have. Amazon Mechanical Turk. And with Amazon Mechanical Turk, what you do is you work on tasks with pay varying from, now get this, a few cents. I don't know how that works. A few cents to several dollars per task. You engage in surveys, content moderation, and more with Amazon's, of course, renowned platform, right? So if you check this out, come back and let me know how this works, because I'm not exactly sure what kind of task you would be doing for a few cents. Amazon Mechanical Turk is a opportunity, the third opportunity for remote work from home income that doesn't require an actual interview and onboarding process of any length of time. So you could start earning right away. How do you thrive during unemployment, right? Self-enrichment and career development, navigating the job market, involves more than just finding your next opportunity. While that's where our mind goes, we have to find the next opportunity. I have to find another job. I just have to find another job. That's normal. It's also about the personal growth and the resilience that you're going to develop during this time. And you will develop resilience. You have to survive. So here's how to make the most of your time constructively and maintain optimism. You want to first prioritize your physical well-being. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go to the gym for 3 or 4 hours every day. Certainly not. But regular exercise or activity really does boost both physical health and mental resilience during job hunting. It's important for you to stay connected to family and friends. Quality time with family and friends will provide the emotional support and perspective during this challenging time. You also want to take some time to get outdoors. Get outdoors in, the fresh air and the sunshine will refresh you and re-energize you, and it promotes mental clarity and an overall sense of well-being. One of the things that I like to do is I like to go to a park and I like to walk barefoot. I think it's called grounding. It just feels really nice, and it is energizing and relaxing. And I also get a boost of vitamin D while I'm out there. I highly recommend you try this if you've never done it before. Additionally, you can cultivate reading habits or, re-engage in some old reading habits. Explore new books or revisit favorites to stimulate the creativity and personal enrichment that you once had. I would like to recommend a couple of books to you. One of my favorites is Atomic Habits. I read it a year and a half ago. Actually, I think I was still working with Amazon when I read it at the end of 22. But Atomic Habits, and I'll link this in the description so you don't have to. So make sure that you get the right one. And the second one, let me see. Let me check my notes. It was, The Richest Man in Babylon is also a favorite. I have it in storage somewhere. It's an incredible book, and I highly recommend that you read that as well. The Alchemist. Now, The Alchemist is a little bit different. It's one of my favorites, and I'm not going to tell you why. I think it's, I wouldn't necessarily call it a personal development or a personal growth kind of book, but it's a book that you just have to read and read it very carefully. It has some valuable lessons in it. And then the fourth book that I read on the regular is the Bible. And you would be absolutely amazed at the stories of overcoming in the Bible and the amount of business advice in the Bible. So those are my 4 suggestions if you don't know where to start as far as picking up or re-energizing, or let's say picking up on or starting a new reading habit. So those are my 4 suggestions if you are picking up on an old reading habit or starting a new one. And then I would say, especially if you're looking for a remote, work from home job, is that you organize your space. Tidying up, decluttering, reduces stress and creates a conducive environment for productivity and clarity. It's also imperative, if you want to work from home, to have a dedicated space that's distraction-free, and you want to be able to market yourself. I have a video, I'll link it up here. Market yourself as a remote worker. You have to be able to market yourself as a remote worker if you want to give yourself an advantage and set yourself apart from everyone else who's going after these remote roles, because employers want someone who has the discipline to work from home already and has a dedicated space that's distraction free and noise free, so they can entrust you with the work that they want you to do. Again, financial planning is going to be crucial during this time, right? So you want to assess your financial situation to be able to make informed decisions about career transitions and financial stability, right? You need to know where you are financially to be able to level up and or increase your earnings with the next job opportunity that comes along. It's invaluable to your salary negotiations. So if you don't know where your finances are, you need to take some time to assess all of that and plan so that you can negotiate your salary effectively. You'll also want to take some time to nurture your spiritual well-being, right? You want to find solace through meditation, reflection, prayer, or involvement in community spiritual activities. You want to take advantage of this time to enhance your skills, enroll in courses or workshops that will expand your skill set and increase your marketability overall. Build your professional presence by updating your resume and LinkedIn profiles to reflect current skills and experiences so that you will better attract potential employers. Now, I think this is something that you should have been doing all along, but if you haven't, please take the time to do this as soon as possible. If you have some additional time after doing all of these things and you want to stay productive, and I do recommend that you do as much as possible to stay productive, consider volunteering and giving back. So engaging in community service boosts morale and provides opportunities to network and gain new skills. And I think this is a great thing to do, especially if there's someone in your neighborhood who maybe is in their senior years and doesn't have anyone to rely on or help with things. I think it's a great opportunity for you to be able to reach out and help someone in your neighborhood who might need help and that you wouldn't have been able to help otherwise because you were working a full-time 9-to-5 job or a full-time 10, 12-hour day job. This is a perfect opportunity to not only volunteer, but it's also an opportunity for you to evaluate your career goals and reflect on career aspirations and strategize how to achieve them through networking and skill development. It's going to be difficult, but you're going to have to make every effort to maintain a positive outlook during this time. You're going to celebrate your achievements from the past, right? And maintain resilience amid these challenges and foster personal growth and career advancement. Maintaining self-esteem after job loss is challenging, right? Navigating those challenges and embracing the job loss, it's not natural, and it impacts more than just finances. It affects self-esteem and well-being. So here's how to navigate this period while maintaining confidence and exploring new opportunities. But first, let me give you my fourth job that I wanted to share with you. It is Fancy Hands. And Fancy Hands, you can join as a virtual assistant and earn between, and bear with me here, $3 and $7 or $3 to $7 per task completed. Now, with Fancy Hands, no task is longer than 20 minutes. So if you do the math, there's 3 20-minute periods per hour. If you, let's take the maximum $7, 7 times 3 is 21. You could potentially make up to $21 per hour for any task that you've completed, right? And so what types of tasks might you be doing? You help clients with scheduling, researching, and more, and it's all on your own, at your own schedule. You schedule your own time. So you might be helping someone, let's say, someone needs you to call the school, call the PTA, call their child's PTA organization and find out if it's their week to bring snacks. Something like that. And then get back to the client and let them know, yes, it's your week. No, it's not your week. Yes, it's your week to bring snacks, and they are expecting you to bring home-baked cookies, chocolate chip cookies. No, it's not your week to bring snacks. Your week to bring snacks is 3 weeks from now, or whatever the case may be. So it's small tasks like that you will do for Fancy Hands. So I think it's a great way to make interim income or additional income if you have a full-time job right now. But so Fancy Hands, check that one out. Understanding the impact of a job loss is important. And I don't want to say it's like losing a family member, but it's losing a big part of yourself, right? Because you spend a lot of time at work. You spend 8, 10, 12, 15 hours a day at work, depending. And sometimes, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. Some people work 7 days a week. I mean, it's a lot. So it's a huge part of our lives. And so understanding the impact that has on us is important. And so you're going to have to give yourself some time to grieve, right? And this is probably the first thing that you will do. You'll allow yourself to grieve the loss of this job. Recognize and process the emotions associated with the job loss, treating it as a significant life transition, because it is, but you're not going to allow yourself to become depressed. You're not going to allow yourself to, wallow in this for too long. So you give yourself a few days, maybe you give yourself a week at the most, but you don't dwell on the loss and the grief over this job for too long. You have to set a deadline and then set a second deadline when you're going to start your job search and stick to those so you don't end up feeling miserable about yourself. You're going to seek support, and you're going to lean on family, friends, and mentors for emotional support and practical advice during this challenging time, but not so much that you wallow in it and you complain, like I said, right? You just want to say, right. It's important for you to stay motivated during this time. Focus on your strengths and your skills, not your shortcomings or your weaknesses or the setback. You're going to channel the energy into your job search and career exploration that align with your personal goals, right? In an effort to rebuild your self-esteem and confidence, you're going to have to embrace this change. It doesn't sound natural, viewing a job loss as something to embrace, but it is an opportunity to explore new career paths and industries, which can enhance your personal growth and your professional development. It's, again, important to understand the financial implications of this time and plan accordingly and seek opportunities that align with your career aspirations, right? You could also take calculated risk during this time and step out of your comfort zone to pursue an entrepreneurial adventure, right? Or passion project. Embracing uncertainty as a catalyst for growth. And not all jobs require capital, so you could do this, but I say do this with caution. If you need to make money right away and you haven't already started this entrepreneurial venture prior to the job loss, you may not be in a position to pursue this right now unless you have an idea that doesn't require capital or requires very little capital, or it's a unique niche that you can tap into right away, right? So otherwise, you want to move forward strategically and explore new avenues for a regular job, research and explore diverse career opportunities, and leverage your transferable skills and networking for success, right? And we all have transferable skills, whether we realize it or not. We all have transferable skills. So you have skills that maybe are very specific to the industry that you were in, or, where you just experienced the job loss, but there are tons of skills that you either had already or have acquired in the job that you just lost that maybe you just haven't thought about, you haven't put on your resume yet, but there are tons of transferable skills I'm sure you have that you can use to leverage a new career. You just have to rework it that way. So updating your professional profiles and resumes, making sure that they match, showcasing your greatest achievements and skills to potential employers. And this is something that I talk about all the time is that you need to create an achievement-based resume. So what does that mean? That means that your greatest achievements go at the top of every section for every job, every section of your resume, right? So you worked at, let's say, ABC company. The first thing you want to list is your greatest achievements. Of course, in complete sentences, you don't want to ever list on your resume just the job duties that you did. You want to showcase how you gave to the company, you improved the company, you improved processes, you saved the company money, you made the company money, you improved a process, or you decreased turnover, something like that. Always think achievement based for your resume and in your conversations during your interviews, right? And so update your professional profiles and resumes to showcase your greatest achievements first and foremost, and your skills, so that potential employers will be, wow, I want this person to do this for my company or my department, right? And so during this time, you want to take some time to invest in continuous learning and skill enhancement through courses and certifications that demonstrates your commitment to career growth. And there are lots of colleges and universities that have programs that are either extension programs or certification programs. They're all free, or a lot of them are free or low cost. You can take advantage of these and skill up, level up in your next role. So it's important. It's going to be important for you to embrace this journey, right? And it just doesn't seem natural to say, embrace the journey of unemployment, embrace the journey of job loss, embrace the journey of change. Maybe that one sounds okay, but embracing the journey during unemployment or a job loss is going to take you having a positive mindset, right? And so I want to say adopt a positive or resilient mindset, but it's not about adopting it. It's about creating one or developing one, or creating one, developing one. I'll say developing because it is something that's going to take practice. You're going to have to train your mind to be resilient, right? And you do that by celebrating achievements, the small wins, right? The big ones, the small ones, every achievement that you have, and learning from the setbacks on the path to a new career, right? So, a lot of people talk about work-life balance and prioritizing self-care and wellness during a job search. You need to do this during a job loss as well. I often say I don't know if there is such a thing as work-life balance. I'm not sure, but I do believe that it is important for us to prioritize self-care, and especially during a job search, right? And you want to maintain the balance while fostering, personal well-being. And so you don't want all of your time to be about the new job search. You don't want all of your time to be about networking. You don't want all of your time to be about the next opportunity. You have to schedule some balance. You have to schedule some life activities in there so you don't go bonkers, right? So make sure that you do that as well. Take time to spend with your family and your friends, your dog, your cat. And then one of the things that you're going to do, and, a lot of people are like, well, that's kind of like cliche or kind of whatever. It's important to reflect and appreciate, right? So reflect on the personal growth that you experienced at the last job and be grateful for that experience and for the support systems and the lessons learned during this challenging time. It's important to recognize that there is a positive, there is a good thing in all things. Even a job loss can be a good thing, right? So it's about our perspective. But I wanted to share, while job loss poses challenges, and it does, especially financial challenges, it also offers new opportunities for growth and new beginnings. And I think that if you look at it correctly, it can be a good thing, right? The fifth job I wanted to share with you is, I think it's remote task. With remote tasks, you can earn up to $20 per hour, with tasks ranging from data entry to customer support. This is perfect for those seeking versatile remote work opportunities. So that was my last job to share with you, remote task. And I hope that you stuck with me through this entire video. And I want to thank you. If you did, I want to thank you for sticking with me through this entire video. I want to say that I appreciate your time, I value your time. And I hope that you subscribe and hit the notification bell and come back for more. This is the first of many. I know it's been a long time since I posted my last video, but yeah, thank you. But in conclusion, I wanted to say, or in ending, I wanted to say that, by focusing on personal enrichment and skill development, and making every effort to, maintain a positive outlook, you can rebuild your self-esteem and thrive professionally and personally after a job loss. You just need to embrace that change with optimism and determination, turning the setbacks into stepping stones towards a fulfilling career, new career, and life journey. So again, thank you, and I'll see you next time.